With NFL OTAs currently going strong and preseason play less than 2 months away, it's almost time to start getting excited about football again. Unfortunately, hardcore Madden fans haven't been excited about the flagship football game in years. Madden football is kind of like the Amazon.com of sports games. We all know it's terrible, it's bad for us and the world, but we gobble it up anyway because it's right there in front of us. It's kind of hard to criticize the way that EA Sports has trended over the past decade. At the end of the day, they are a company trying to generate money, and certainly they have succeeded. However, the football fan has taken it on the chin, with EA predictably pooling all of their resources into improving these Ultimate Team modes. More specifically, focusing on how to generate money after the initial purchase, rather than on good gameplay and any resemblance to actual football. So, how can Madden quickly fix some key issues with their game? How can Madden improve their product, knowing that they're probably not going to ever put any real thought or effort into doing so? That's easy. Madden can unabashedly steal from other games. Because as we all know, the easiest way to be popular is to leech off of the popularity of others. We're Operation Sports, I'm Matt Ederer, and here are 5 things that Madden 22 should steal from other games. Number 5. Stadium Creator from MLB The Show 21. The Stadium Creator mode in MLB The Show 21 has added a whole new element to an already pretty great game. Stadium Creator has opened up all kinds of new possibilities for gamers of all levels and all mindsets. If you want to play in a wacky custom stadium that has nothing in common with real-world baseball, great! Swing away, kid! If you want to play in every minor league ballpark, or in some of the great lost and forgotten parks of all time, great! They're out there. The world is your oyster. If you build it, they will come, etc. This feature would translate tremendously well to Madden. With so many historical NFL fields, thousands of college football fields around the United States and Canada, or international football fields in Europe. How great would it be to play in a soccer stadium in Rio de Janeiro, for example, which I know is not Europe, but you know. Or Old Soldier Field. Or, of course, Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, the last NFL stadium in the United States that shared its home with the local baseball team. Yeah, probably not that one. Number 4. Pre, post, and halftime shows with other teams' highlights. Something that sadly left franchise modes 2 generations ago, never to return again. Madden has shown us our own highlights at halftime for years now, sure, but a proper weekly wrap-up show, similar to College Hoops 2K8 or of course NFL 2K5, is something that fans have been craving for 15 years. I refuse to believe this would be hard to do. They had it on the PS2! And Chris Berman is sitting right there. The man is not going to turn down the bag from EA Sports, I promise you. Grab Boomer, grab the bag, and give me the fastest 3 minutes every week in my franchise mode. Number 3. Offensive and defensive coordinator coaching carousel, similar to NCAA 14. NCAA 14 nailed this concept, and then college sports games went away, and the sports gaming world hasn't been beautiful since. First and foremost, we need offensive and defensive coordinators to return to Madden. In fact, by 2021, we should have full teams of positional and specialty coaches as well. How many coaches does a given football team have? A dozen? 1,000? We need more than one in franchise mode, I mean, come on. There should also be a dedicated coaching carousel portion of the franchise offseason, where successful offensive and defensive coaches move up to new teams, unsuccessful head coaches struggle to find work, and possibly take coordinator jobs in different cities. Also, random, quote, college coaches could move up to the NFL, like an Urban Meyer. They don't have to actually use anyone's name or likeness, but again, I strongly doubt that these people would turn down the bag. Number 2. Create a play. Old Madden. This is a cheat. This one was in previous Madden games. They're stealing from themselves. I guess you could argue is in Blitz and actually a lot of old football games. I feel like the spam potential is also high with Create a Play. You could talk me into not allowing it online, but I think playing online would be the whole fun of Create a Play. Either way, A feature that was available on NFL Blitz on the PS1 and Nintendo 64 is still not present in the flagship football franchise in gaming. Are you really going to let NFL Blitz clown you, Madden? You're really going to take an L to NFL Blitz on this one? For 15 straight years you're going to take an L? You do you, EA Sports. I guess, to be fair, they're not taking an L to Midway at this point, but I digress. Give us create a playback. Let me make 100 crazy plays and use them online to inevitably get destroyed by people who have much better and more detailed plays. Number 1, dynamic AI adjustments, similar to the NHL series. One of, if not the biggest flaws with modern Madden games, has been that gameplay feels so rigid and predetermined. Now, say what you will about the NHL series, I could honestly probably do a top 100 on things that NHL needs to do to feel more like hockey. But I do appreciate that the NHL series has had a dynamic defense in its game for years now. If you keep doing one move to score, the defense will eventually take it away. If all you do is crash the net and try to score from the quote home plate zone unquote, the defense will collapse and you'll have to pass it around. But if all you do is try to pass it around and set up fancy plays and score on cool one-timers, the defense will adjust. It will play more aggressively, jumping passing lanes and causing turnovers. Madden has started to take baby steps in this direction with the new O-line feature, where offensive linemen start to recognize certain pass rush moves by the defense, and those moves become less effective. But still, it seems as though that as soon as you find a play that works against a team, you can run it until your friend breaks their controller. I would love to see Madden take more of the NHL approach. Defenses should recognize similar plays and formations and punish offenses for doing the same thing over and over. While the defense builds up their skills against a certain play or formation, the offense could strike with counterplays that look similar. Of course, sometimes there will be talent discrepancies. Randy Moss should always catch the ball over a team of high schoolers, for example, every single time. It would be stupid to not call that play. But in the NFL, with the finest athletes in the world, the amount of play spam in Madden is unrealistic. It takes you out of the game and totally breaks the concept of football immersion. If you want to stop dudes from dominating online with one play over and over, just make it so the defenses actually adjust. It seems like a no-brainer to me. If they can do it in a dynamic, constantly moving sport like hockey, they can do it in a stop and start sport like football. That's going to do it for us today at Operation Sports, but if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and that subscribe button for more Operation Sports content. We got Prince breaking down Esports Boxing Club, the most anticipated game in all of sports gaming. We got the hardest working man in sports and gaming, Brian Mazik, holding it down with content every single day, basically. A great team of writers over at the main page, operationsports.com, keeping you up to date on everything that is going on in sports gaming, big and small. If you like me, my name is Matthew Ederer. You can hear more of me over at Sunday Night's Main Event Radio, where I host the NXT Talk podcast with my good pal Boris Aguilar every Wednesday morning on Patreon at SNME Radio, or on the It's Canon podcast feed later in the week sometime. We have NXT TakeOver in your house this Sunday, which should be a good show. Takeovers never disappoint. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there. Go Dolphins!